I say, whoa, now, y'all, what's happening? What is your minds? And I'm reporting live from the Bamboozle Again News Network. Um, Forgive me, y'all. I had set to do this yesterday. However, I was at a surprise birthday party in Baltimore City. So I wanted to do it, in a new environment, new terrain. However, it didn't go the way I expected, in a good way, right? So mind you, I'll be on my own type of time. I kind of try to move efficiently as possible, get in, get out, handle business, on to the next task, or whatever the case may be, right? So it was my man Blue Hondo's surprise 40th birthday party. Right now, he didn't know nothing about it at the time. So I'm more excited than I think he realized he would be, because this gives me a chance to show some love, pay homage, honor someone that has been very instrumental in my journey. Now, mind you, from where I live at to Baltimore City is about an hour and a half. So I left out. I don't know. I forgot what time I left out, but I was actually in Baltimore about 11 o'clock, 4 hours before the shing ding began, due to the fact I tend to get everywhere early, and I know the city, but I don't like parking, so I gotta find where to park and whoop, right. So with that being said, I had to run get him a gift. His alma mater of his high school was Baltimore City College. Went and caught him a nice little fresh, something to float his boat, right. So so of course when Negro starts something, it's normally late though, whatever. So my plan was, I'm saying, I'm gonna show love, meet and greet, give him his gift, stay a little bit, roll out. Didn't work like that. And here's why it didn't work like that. Now, mind you, I kind of be on the solo tip, kind of purposefully choosing to be isolated, because as I said, it's not a lot for me to fool with, or is that conducive to dying spirit, you understand? But I started recognizing my plan went out the window, because the atmosphere at this birthday party with primarily black folk was so love. Hey, what's going on, Steve Rob? Was so love. I just basked in it until it was over with. My mind, I didn't realize this, not nobody in my personal life, but I didn't realize how instrumental he had been in so many people's lives, and how many people talk very highly of him, even when he was doing wrong in the streets and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And that atmosphere of love and black family, I don't get a whole lot in my, hey, Miss Pearl, I don't get a whole lot of that in my regular everyday life. So much so when I woke up this morning, I was still flowing in that, it is like, based on social media, wherever you may see, you'll start thinking it ain't none out yet. And I know the love of many has waxed cold, but it's still out there, and it re-energized me. Now, mind you, this ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just being in the environment where this is taking place, and where this spirit of black people getting along and honoring someone, giving someone their flowers while they still here, hearing testimonies of, you know, he had a partner there. They both decided to stop. White guy used to go to the bar together. Both decided, hey, what's up, Keys 49? Both decided to stop drinking at the same time. I didn't know that. Had another brother there who I hadn't seen in almost 3 years. I don't have the top. He gave me a nice was like one of them Stetson hats. Just gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? We was just dapping each other up all day. I've never seen brothers hug each other repeatedly so many times, and it wasn't on no other type of time, and maybe it reminded me of how much in this society that I long to create that for myself. Now, I've shown love, don't get it wrong, but I know, based on previous experiences, unwisely, I sowed seed in unfertile ground. You know what I'm saying? And I think it kind of, it'll discourage you when, you give your best to folk and it's not reciprocated, or whatever the case may be. But it helped me realize that aspect and component in me is still there. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. The world hasn't turned me cold to the point where it's gone about me. Now we must be wise about where we extend that. Oh, appreciate that, Ken Connect. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. And I know we got to move isolated, and be very, move circumspectly out here because of the spiritual warfare. But if you got anything in your life that you can lean towards that's in this physical realm, maybe it's a partner, a significant other, whatever maybe it's exercise, or maybe you like fishing, whatever that promotes healing. Yeah, Keeps 49 says it does hurt, but I'm not, and I think that's just a part of our spiritual growth and development. Because let's say, okay, I got true empathy, unless my empathy is tried, is it really true? You know what I'm saying? If it's so easily discouraged rather, by some situations that then turn me cold. And I played with it in my mind. Like I remember one time I was younger, right? And I forgot exactly what had happened. And I said the next time a situation presents itself, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Maybe a couple hours later, I just did it again automatic. I could not do it. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll make it, am I getting soft? Or in certain environments, does this put me at a deficit if I'm not necessarily able to operate in some coldness or some cutthroatness? But I've never done it. Not that I can remember. And I've always been protected. You know what I'm saying? And here's another aspect, right? So let me dial it back. So I get to the city and I start to park in the parking lot behind, the rehab that I graduated from. But the parking lot's cleared out. My spidey sense tell me don't park there. So I pay a little bit, park on the street. So one of my partners that I've known from 2016 when I moved to Baltimore, his cousin has a barbershop slash clothing store maybe a block away. So I grab me a cup of coffee and I go in that joint and let me stop in, say what's up to the brother. So me and him get to talking. And we actually brought up, which is his cousin, the person that we were talking about. What ended up happening was, I don't know, it's been over 6 months ago. He kept repeatedly like inboxing me stupid stuff like squirrels fighting or, birds flying in the windows. So I told him, I'm like, bro, stop sending me stupid stuff, right? No sooner than I sent it, he sent me some more and I instantly blocked it. Now, mind you, he's been instrumental in my, help me get it back together and vice versa. So it kind of hurt me that I had to cut off someone who I'd had a rapport with for years that I met in the battlefield, you understand? Talking to his cousin, it let me know my spiritual inkling was correct because now he back getting jiggy. So all we can do is pray for him, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely hurt me when I can't help those who have helped me previously. You know what I'm saying? Keeps 49 said we get tested and we can't do it. It's hard for me to stand up for myself. I was like that at one point, as much as I hate to admit it. And I think my self-conscious was not because I kept making bad decisions. I noticed when I start making good decisions, for myself, my confidence as a byproduct naturally got greater. Or I was able to set healthy boundaries, just making good, simple decisions. I don't know if that'll work for you or help you out. Right, exactly. He didn't respect my boundaries. And I told him don't do it, and he did it, and it hurt me because I've known the man for years. I'm like, well, why would he do it? But if he's getting high, you open you up to other spirits. Like his cousin was saying, where it still looked like you to some degree, but your program is hacked. So now you're operating in a way that isn't recognizable from the time periods that I've known you. Segue me. So we get the trap. So, it's kind of like he's older than me and he's very successful, retailer in the clothing, barber. And he bigged me up, right? He said, God darn, boy, you're looking good, man. I like your energy. And he said, man, I see what you be posting on Facebook. He said, boy, you sharp as a tack, da-da-da. And this is a brother who might be a millionaire, seeing, the positive attributes in me. These positive attributes in me have been honed in one, sticking to the script. And two, because I used to be a bad decision maker, I see the detriment of not being able to make sound, simple decisions. Not shooting yourself in the foot is half the battle. Brother King Connect say Romans 5:3, King James Version. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given to us. Powerful. I couldn't have summed it up no better myself. And now I've never had this ability, right? But with a word like that, it basically alludes to what brothers end up telling me yesterday who I haven't been around in years. The pruning process, typically with me, when nobody was around, but then I don't see people, see them, and then they feel it. And I was blessed as well that essentially a millionaire gave me kudos. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like him in the entrepreneurial sense, if that's my lane. But that meant a lot. So let me fast forward the story. 'Cause I really can't be on here long, right? So I get to the spot early, help set up. Then I had to run back to the Inner Harbor because I didn't want to drive about a 15-minute walk. And I caught my man like a denim jacket and a snapback of his high school that he went to, Baltimore City College, one of the higher, more academic high schools in Baltimore City, right? Got him some flavor, right? Show you right. So of course Negroes can't start on time. So I don't think he really. It was supposed to start at 3. He don't get there till 4:30 because he was with his mom and she trying not to tip him off, right? So when he walked through the door, it was like Willis Reed when he came back from the injury on the Knicks, and the whole crowd erupted, and he had his baby with him, and we got to say a few things and whatnot. But it was just the blessing of being able to celebrate someone. As the word talk about, people being selfish and self-absorbed and lovers of themselves and whatnot. It felt good to be in an environment where everyone had the same love for the same individual because the same individual had a profound impact on their life. Just being himself, not, an ego or machismo or anything like that. Just naturally being himself. And being in that environment charged me up from last night to this morning. I hope and pray that however Most High work it out, that at some point, however it's destined to be, that we meet in real life. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. Man, and now all of his friends don't all know each other. So now we're politicking amongst people we don't know and sharing information. Brothers is getting married, producing records, you know what I'm saying? Starting businesses. And these are all amongst his friends and inner circle. It was a beautiful thing, and I felt approved, if I might put it that way. I felt humbled in an energizing sense that his family would reach out to me and invite me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, yeah, we know about the left hand stuff, the narcissism and all that good jazz, right? But it was such a blessing to me for people to like see my positive growth as I've been able, or see me as someone who's wise. Now, if I got my own particular feng shui and voice cadence, personality, so on and so forth, but it kind of let me know I do want to strive for certain things and seem like, whatever, right? But it let me know I'm on the right track. I was so, like, I'm Josh smiling now. Like, it's hard to really explain. So I would implore anybody, because I know the world beat us down with the news and the bamboozlers and the false prophets running amok and tariffs on, tariffs off, wax on, wax off. But I really want to say, just something as simple as that can make the world to you, can just energize you, can keep you going. And a lot of times, he might not necessarily give me like some super spectacular breakthrough to where, my whole life changes, but he'll give me something simple that is just enough for me to keep on keeping on. Because I was going to keep on anyway, because he's fortified me in the verse that Brother King Kaneka shared, with the patience and so on and so forth. But it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing. You know what I mean? I can't even. I'm just basking in it. And not just that. Don't let me forget this. I actually saw black family, young black couples together, intermingling, planning things. It was beautiful. Like, I'll be honest, sometimes in isolation or just how, like, sometimes it be making me so mad when I see stuff through, where I personally live at or social media. It make me not like black folks. It make me want to try to get a trade over the team Hispanic where they seem to have, like, I've never seen the Hispanic people, for the most part, maybe if they from like up top Dominicans or Puerto Rico or they're more Americanized, I never seen them peoples in the abortion clinic or in the child support office. Something simple is sticking together, and I actually saw it, and it gave me hope. Oh, but see, here's what I want to cover, right? So go to the thing. So the brother that had gave me the Stetson top piece, he said, boy, you on it, man. You a sharp brother. I haven't seen this man in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? He's now a certified addiction counselor, right? And we're going through different just business ideas and things like that, in which I'm telling him I done tried so much stuff. I don't think it's the Most High will, at least not at this time. You know what I'm saying? I can't even describe it, but everything working out right. And he was like, man, you a powerful brother, man. You smart, man. You woo, right? And I ain't seen this man in 3 years. And I'm just humbly sitting there taking it. But I'm like, how would it, like, where, like, you don't understand the impact you have on people just being yourself. And like I said, I ain't seen these people in 3 years. Well, at least that brother. You know what I'm saying? So not only that, but then they poured into me. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold to the that great individuals can't coexist in the same place. You know what I'm saying? And then this particular brother, I mean the one who was having the party, we had to kind of iron sharpening iron. I put it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty good with that and not making certain decisions based on my flesh because I made them for so long. I know it ain't gonna work out, and because of the patience, again, like the scripture Brother King Connect read, I know it ain't gonna pan out. So it ain't even such no fooling with it. I've been able, like, my name is good. Even among the people here in my hometown that don't like me, they don't like me because I stood on what's right, even if it had the potential to be detrimental to me. But somebody got to do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody got to do it. Somebody got to stand up. And just being in an environment where black men, and there were white folks there too, but primarily black men who had overcome the streets or addiction, because we all have that commonality, are now striving and becoming business owners and family men and strong in their community, reaching back to the brothers behind the wall. But the brother was saying, he said, now he told me this, the one that gave me the hat, he said, you gotta put yourself first. He said, I know and I feel your sense of community. I know you want to help the people's right and show you right. Why can't I do both? I believe, because I'm fighting multiple wars on multiple fronts now. It's just a new normal. But I believe that I can put myself first and help others. Ain't that what it's all about? But it reiterated to me, you can have $1 million and live this empty kind of life where everything about you. Who have you impacted? Who have you positively influenced? Who can say, I'm glad the Most High brought this particular brother or this particular sister into my life at an integral time? Because had he not done that, I wouldn't have made it. So I had to give a little, I didn't have to, but I gave a little speech where I had to, big my mans and them up, Blue Hundo, right? And it was very timely, in which, I attended, because he used to hold a meeting where he was talking about legacy building. And I said, this brother's spitting. And not only talk about it, but then make moves and actions to build a legacy for your kids. Really outside of protect my own energy, because my dad told me this. He told me I'm very self-sacrificial. I really don't care, if I put it that way, about my own personal safety. I will put it all on the line for what I perceive to be the greater good. I think the brother SRBG did a video about why the dark side of being chosen, in which you see all this wickedness and you can't do nothing about it because you're not empowered to do nothing about it. You can fight for what's right, but it seems like everybody's ears turn off when you start talking, but they turn back on with the bamboozler. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about, how you wish you could just go on like this one man vigilante, crusade to root out wickedness. Because the powerful people ain't necessarily powerful to me because I'm not an idol warrior. Yeah, I see you got, yeah, but I don't care nothing about that. And I despise you because you messing with the kids or you exploiting people financially and sticking your chest out. Symbolic of the Jewish Ram Rehab where I live at. And ain't been able to get not near a piece of victory. They keep on, I guess because, the world has been given over to the hands of the wicked. But I did my job. I told them about themselves. I stood up. You know what I mean? And it make me kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody got to stop this. But I don't believe with all, like what was that Al Green song? With all the powers that I possess, I can't get next to you, babe. So I've dialed back, and he's been working on me, especially the past couple weeks, about yielding my will in the sense of outcomes, time periods, and what I want to see happen. I'm complete now. I'll still strive, but I'm completely content with what he's allowed me to have. A job that's within my skill set of the fire of affliction that he put me through. I ain't got nobody fooling with me. I don't have nobody imposing them, or if you do, I just cut you off. Like, don't nobody tell me what to do. While at the same time, I will take heed to wise counsel. I actually feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like what was that on the movie Baby Boy? When he was talking about his homeboy, Jody Joe homeboy P was like, man, I gotta go over to Dude Dirty House and play the game for 8 hours. Like, you think that make me feel like a man, Jody Joe? In a society that is attempting, even like back in slavery, to socially and spiritually buck break you. Like, I feel some type of way where I'm fighting the system and my child mother to keep my child safe. And it's the same thing. I done got all my evidence together. I got like an Encyclopedia Britannica of her contradicting herself, whatever the case may be, right? But I'm just sitting there tripping in my intellectual mind. I'm like, yo, I got to fight to not have my child, hit the generational curse of teenage pregnancy or, sassing and whatnot. You know what I mean? My goal is to marry 'em, like back in the day, if I can, and if I link with the right brothers, I'll marry you off early. You know what I'm saying? At least you're married. At least you're building a family structure. There's no possible way you can create generational wealth outside of the nuclear family structure. That's why black people can't get nowhere. But we'll try to get generational wealth without the foundation of it, or how the Most High set up, how we're supposed to operate civilly, and you know what I'm saying? I've been removed myself from like the polygyny thing. It don't even, scripturally it don't make no sense to me now in the New Testament, right? But then I do wonder, because if there are more women than men, then won't that leave a certain amount of women out of the loop, per se? But yet I digress, right? But it was just so beautiful to my soul yesterday. And I came to show love and got poured into also. The reciprocal action. Let's say love is a two-way street. It should flow back and forth like a river. You know what I'm talking about? But a lot of time when we're in the world, it's a lot of one side, or what I like to call max benefit, minimal effort. So I try to get the max out of you while giving the least. So how they put it, breadcrumbing and all that. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a few comments. Brother Steve said they're trying to make it a trend for people to overstep their boundary into yours these days, into the peace and space, while we got to keep prayer and the word. You know what I'm noticing? Whatever attributes the adversary hold are now becoming more pronounced in Babylon. Such as, if you look at it, the adversary was the first hater. He hated on the most, or was jealous, right? We see that. The sowing of discord when he went down to the garden and bamboozled Eve or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The portraying himself as something he's not. We see all, violence and, or, you know what I'm saying? Using subtle wordplay to get you to question what you know to be true. That's why I don't be talking to people like that, because they always do that. Hey, what's up, Richie 8809? Shalom. What's happening with it? What's happening with it? Just catching you up. Just, I was blessed yesterday. You know what I mean? I was just so blessed. And I keep going back to that. And it wasn't financial. It wasn't none of that. I don't know if I can figure it out, or if I just walk into it by being obedient. And I pray this for y'all as well, to be, in your home, especially in your home, or just having those personal connection with people that, pour into you as you would them. You know what I'm saying? Where you feel comfortable saying, I don't know how to handle this situation, or can you give me some good feedback? Because you will need wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? You will need people who will hold you accountable and tell you when you wrong, out of love. You know what I'm saying? Who have shown themselves approved in your life or in their personal lives by what you see them do and how you see them act and behave. That's my key there. Because everybody got mouth say anything. But does what you say and what I see you do match up? And then when it doesn't match up, then they'll try to overly talk you into convincing you that there's a reason why it don't match. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Ain't nobody got time. Brother Ken Connect says, rare in this world. Gotta appreciate the real people. We few and far between. Oh boy, it just hit me. This reminds me somewhat, or a prelude in my personal life, to the gathering. Because the brothers and the sisters who came to support my man for his surprise 40th birthday party, right? Came from we all don't know each other. I came from an hour and a half away. Some of us, we were in treatment together. You know what I'm saying? But it was almost reminiscent of the gathering, where you're in an environment that you don't know people, but they spirit feel familiar to you. And I long for that day. And I'm going to keep on. I couldn't give up. I might play with it in my mind, but I couldn't get up if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But I long for that day to be around people where you can kind of drop your guard to a degree, where you just be your natural silly self. You're not overthinking, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just where you can just be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because in this Babylonian construct, it's hard to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on point. You got to put on your full armor every day. Every day. You can't afford to get bamboozled. Now, by the grace of the Most High, I've been bamboozled a whole lot, but he was just using it to teach me certain things because I think I'm smart. But he used people to bamboozle me. So I do find it in this world, in this day and time, very, very integral, the fact that I am able to not isolate, but stick to the script and be very, diligent about who I deal with or allow into my personal life, or as I like to call it, on the other side of the fence. Hey, what's up, brother? Jeremiah Hebrew. Um, yeah, it was such a blessing, and I need more of that in my life. I need my soul yearn for that, and seeing sisters, honor their husbands or their boyfriends and them, because I only see it a whole lot in the Hispanic community, but seeing the sisters get together and comparing notes and supporting their husbands, and oh man, it would be, oh man, I'm all right, y'all. It's like, nah. Brother King Connect said it was like that when I visit UP Farms for the most part, besides the snakes that expose themselves afterwards. It was peace and mutual respect. And we don't have that in our community. But we will have it. And I'm just saying that, speaking into existence, we will have it because we got to have it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know about the 2/3, and it's not like condemning anybody or who's not, evolved. The Most High shows grace on mercy on whom he choose. Because I tell you this, if anything, I'm the king of grace and mercy, to be honest with you. I'd actually had to ride past the place where I broke my neck at. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. I just feel good in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we cover our six, and we walk but I'm now like I'm expecting. I don't care how long it takes, but it brought back this expectancy in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like something being birthed, or I'm waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through the pain of childbirth. I know the word alludes to that, but the pain births, you know, a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? To whereas though once that thing is birthed, the pain you went through is forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about, how, I've had to cut people off. I forgot about, the last shot I dealt with personally relapsed, and I had to cut her off because she got the plan. I forgot about all that. I was pouring into people and they was pouring into me. I'm spaceless. I'm spaceless. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I want that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of try to operate that in my personal life. Sometimes where I'm at, it seems, in a small town, it seems the small town mentality takes over. So people can only do or think in a certain way that like everybody think the same way in a small town, everybody dress the same and all that. But having the courage to kind of break free and, you know, um, reinvent your life, rewire your mind, purge, your spirit, cry a little bit, have some shame for the shameful things you've done, so you can move forward. You know what I mean? Because I got a checkered past. You know what I'm saying? But how the Most High set up from having a checkered past up until about 37, 38. September, Lord's will, I'll be 43. Within a 4-year period, amongst my circle of friends and confidants and social attachments, entrepreneurs and business owners and people who got strong arm in the streets or wherever they be at, look to me as wise. That is amazing. All praise to the Most High. That's mine. I don't talk now. I've always had some level of intellect, but wisdom, like I'm almost an elder now in that respect, among former gun toters and drug movers and folk who done decades in prison, or you know make 6 figures and so on and so forth. I am highly esteemed among these folk, and it don't make my head get big. It's like, wow, the Most High. I know, like, that song where it talk about him being the master potter. I'm blown away, which helps me now when I strive for certain things that don't happen, or I start kind of wanting to kind of force my kind of will into, because I think it's best for me. That helps me lay back, now do what I can do on a practical everyday purpose. But he got me, because if he didn't have me, he'd have let me die in the street like a stray dog, when I should have, by all medical accounts, went to the upper room, but I wouldn't have went to the upper room because I would drink when that happened. So I went down the basement, and he literally resurrected me. True story. True story. And not only that, but through a long period of deconstruction, as I like to call it, I exhibit no traits, traumas from the thing that like to took me up out of here. But he had to almost take my life to give it back to me. Oh, Brother Ken coming with some more scripture. 2 Timothy 7:1. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power of love and of sound mind. It's crazy to me, like I ain't no scriptural scholar. I've read the word, but it's so crazy how now like the word is becoming alive to me, and a supernatural word coming alive to me in a practical sense, where I just go through regular everyday life, and then that word basically sums up what I'm trying to say in a 30-minute video. I'm blown away. And I've read that scripture 1,000 times, but it never has been more real until now on this live stream. Oh man, yo, he love us, yo. Now, of course, as a father, as a heavenly father, he will discipline us, and you know what I'm saying? Like I was like the washed pig. I kept going back to the mud until he did me like Hosea 3, where he stripped me down butt naked in front of all my proverbial lovers, or what I thought I loved or idolized at that time. And I went through the proverbial humiliation ritual and couldn't get out of it. The same place where I balled out of control is the same place I got to walk past to go to a church to get some free soup. Well, that was rough. That was like, whoo. I thought I was over with. But he had to short it, or how's it worded? He who seeks to gain his life will lose it. But he who seeks to lose his life will gain it. But he know I ain't had enough sense to understand that. So I'm going to go ahead and take your life as you think it to be. I'm going to take that from you now, so you don't destroy yourself prematurely, so I can finally get some glory out of your life that was prophesied on you from the elder board members who have now prayerfully gone on to glory. And on that note, I got some things to attend. I want to appreciate everybody supporting the stream and the channel. Brother Ken Connect. Hey, what's up, bro? You probably have to catch this one on playback. Man, one love. If you got any kind of because I want to try to turn this into, oh, brother, CEO King sent me some fire music. I was gonna post it on my community channel, on my community thing, but he said he's not ready yet. He want to shoot some videos. So man, he got some. Hey, King Connect, that brother CEO, he got some fire on the spiritual. Yes, sir. And I ain't trying to gas it up neither. Yeah, he got some fire. Mr. Brother T, he's writing a book, you know what I mean? I talk about his literary styles, like the brother Nathan McCall, who ended up being a bestseller. And this all for free. Like, if you got some, I don't know, drawings or you know how to cast, because I want to turn my platform into like an open, just conduit of practical information that we can use to prepare for the fall of Babylon. Hey, what's up there, you baby? What's going on with it? Yeah, I just shouted you out about your literary writing style. But I gotta hop up off here, man. One love, I love y'all. Just keep on keeping on. Oh, brother Daniel Swords, you never emailed me about the situation. But I'm on this number, sign off. One love. Yeah, brother Ken Connect, check him out. He straight drop. I think my email's in the description. If it's all right with him, I'll send it to you. On that note, man, one love, baby. Ooh, ah!